Hello! If you like stories like this, subscribe to this channel to not miss new videos.
It began with a flash of light in the dark. At 2:17 a.m., his phone lit up on the nightstand. I wasn't snooping. I was awake, staring at the ceiling, caught in that restless space where your mind invents problems just to keep you from sleeping. The message read, "I can't stop thinking about tonight." No name, just a number. My first thought was a cliche. He's cheating. My second thought was worse. How long? My third thought never made it past the tight knot in my chest. I lay there frozen, listening to his even breathing, wondering how someone could sleep so peacefully while shattering the life you thought you shared. I wanted to grab the phone, scroll until I found proof, but something in me hesitated. If I saw more, it would be real. The next morning, he kissed me goodbye like nothing had happened. I watched him leave, coffee in hand, wearing the navy suit I used to love. All I could see now was someone who might not belong to me anymore. For 3 days, I carried the weight of that message in silence. I studied him like a stranger. His distracted eyes at dinner, the faint smile when his phone buzzed, the way he seemed far away even when he was in the same room. Finally, I couldn't take it anymore. We were in the kitchen, him peeling an orange, me pretending to scroll through my phone. "I saw a message on your phone," I said, my voice steady in a way that didn't match the pounding in my ears. It said, "I can't stop thinking about tonight. Who is it from?" He froze, the way people do when they've been caught before they've had time to craft a lie. His eyes dropped to the counter. "It's not what you think." Of course he said that. They always say that. I waited, every muscle in my body coiled tight. He finally said, "It's from my doctor." I almost laughed, the kind of sharp, humorless laugh that means try harder. But then he went on. I didn't want to tell you until I knew more. I've been seeing someone for therapy. Late at night, online, sometimes in person. I didn't want you to think I was broken. I blinked, thrown off balance. "Your therapist?" He nodded. Then he handed me his phone, open to the conversation thread. It was there in black and white. Messages about anxiety spikes, trouble sleeping, late-night check-ins, reminders to take his medication. The tonight she'd been talking about was a session where he'd finally opened up about something painful from his past. The truth was stranger than my fears. He had been hiding something from me, but not an affair. His depression, his shame, his fear that if I saw him in the darkness, I might love him less. I didn't know what to say. I'd spent 3 days mourning a marriage I thought had been betrayed, when in reality, he'd been fighting to hold himself together, without me. We stood there for a long time in silence, the smell of orange peel hanging in the air. I wasn't sure if I was relieved or hurt, maybe both. That night we didn't sleep much, not because of anger, but because we talked until sunrise, about his depression, about my assumptions, about how easy it is for silence to turn into suspicion. The message I wasn't meant to see wasn't a confession of betrayal. It was a plea for help. It broke something, yes, but it also opened a door we didn't even know was closed. I used to think trust meant never having doubts. Now I know it's about what feels unsteady. 2 years have passed since that night at 2:17 a.m., when one message nearly unraveled my marriage. I can still see it, the glow of his phone in the dark, the thud of my pulse in my ears, the certainty that I was about to watch my life split in two. But life didn't split, not then. We stayed together, though it wasn't easy. His depression didn't vanish with my discovery, and my trust didn't magically reappear. We worked, not at being perfect, but at being honest. Some days that was enough, others it wasn't. We've learned to speak in truths now, even the ugly ones. I've stopped filling in the blanks with my worst fears, and he's stopped hiding his worst nights behind late meetings and vague excuses. We both still have moments when the air gets heavy between us, when silence feels like the old secret returning. But it passes. That message I wasn't meant to see wasn't a confession of betrayal. It was a plea for help, one he didn't know how to give me directly. It broke something, yes, but it also opened a door we didn't even know was closed. I used to think trust meant never having doubts. Now I know it's about walking through them together, even when the ground feels unsteady. And maybe that's why, despite everything, we're still here. Not perfect, not fixed, but still choosing each other one day at a time.
Hello! If you like stories like this, subscribe to this channel to not miss new videos.